Hey guys, welcome to another speed build. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Today we are over in Willow Creek and I am using just the base game to build a large family home that is furnished for 8 Sims. And this is technically a 3-generational house as well. We have 2 grandparents that live here as well as 2 parents, a child, a toddler, an infant, and a newborn baby. The newborn baby's crib is actually in the parents' room. Well, the bassinet, should I say. So when the newborn baby does age up, they will have to share a room with one of their siblings, probably the infant, but I figured I would leave that up to you guys to decide. Or maybe if grandma and grandpa move out, they could have the room down there, or maybe one of their other siblings could have the room up there and they could have one of the smaller rooms upstairs. I mean, there's totally a few different possibilities that could happen. But anyways, before I get too deep into today's video, I would like to take a brief second to invite you guys to leave a like if you do find it enjoyable, and also subscribe if you have not already. Also share this video with your friend if they are simmers as well, and comment down below what your favorite part of today's build is, or if you have any other requests or recommendations of builds I should do, then definitely feel free to leave those down there as well. I really love to read them and add them to my list if I feel like it's something that I can do. One other thing I would like to say, or at least warn you guys about, I currently have a house being built in the lot in front of my house in real life. And so if you hear any sort of background noise, I'm trying my best to be as far away from it as possible. My house has pretty good insulation and thick walls, and so I'm not hearing it back too much, but that's not to say that there won't be a loud bang, because they're currently cutting down large pine trees, and so I really can't do anything about that. I can't help it. I really wanted to get a video out for you guys today, and this will probably be happening for at least a few months. It takes a while to build a house, and so yeah, I don't want to ghost you guys for months on end. I really enjoy doing these videos for you guys, and real life gets in the way enough as it is that I feel like I could get around this little hurdle that's happening. I'm a little bit excited though, to be totally honest, because we currently have nothing but like just blank space in front of us, like trees, almost like woodsy. And there's like coyotes and apparently wild boars or hogs around here. And so I get a little scared. I get a little scared at night. I don't leave my house at night, guys. And so I'm kind of excited to actually have a house and neighbors across the street rather than just trees that I can't see through. And so, yeah, I mean, I know that's probably an unpopular opinion. I know a lot of people would probably be upset if they really liked having no neighbors across the street, but hey, to be honest, I'm not upset about it at all. I'm actually looking forward to not have to worry about those woods across the street, to be totally honest. I mean, it's just one house at this time being built. There's still woods on each side of the house that's going to be built. So, I mean, there's still plenty of privacy for us. It will eventually be built up too, and we knew that when we bought this house, so maybe that's another reason why I'm not too upset. But yeah. The reason I'm telling you this, just in case you hear any sort of banging or beeping going on in the background, it's across the street, it's outside, I can't do anything about it. I hope it doesn't bother you guys too much though. So I apologize in advance if you do hear it and it's annoying. I totally understand. Don't feel like you have to watch this video if it's that annoying. I get it. Okay, now that that is said, let's go ahead and talk about our build for today. Like I said, it is base game only. I've been kind of on like a base game kick lately, but I'm trying to make all of my base game builds different. And I know, I mean, with base game, it's hard to make it that different. But I think I'm doing a pretty good job. This house doesn't look like a typical house that I usually do. I mean, it's got a garage and stuff, and yeah, I do use this front door a lot. But the style of it is a little bit different. I mean, it's a suburban, don't get me wrong, but like the way that I did the roof at the top and the roof over the garage and that particular window that I have over the garage door, I don't think I've ever really used that. Maybe a couple of times in my life, but not very often at all. And I don't know. I don't know if I like it, to be honest, but it did look good in that space, and so I ended up keeping it. I do end up putting a couple of cars out front where the garage door is, and by the way, that's a fake garage. It looks like a garage on the outside, but it's actually repurposed into the grandparents' room on the inside. But I just really like how the garage door looks. I don't know. I was looking at an inspiration picture on Pinterest, and the shape of the house, I pretty much got spot on to the picture, and it had a garage, and I just really liked it. So I wanted to make sure I kept the garage on the outside. I know it doesn't make a lot of sense, but there are some people in real life, you know, they remodel their house and they might keep it looking like a garage on the outside, but they actually just like plaster the walls on the inside and they make it into a separate room. So that's kind of the vibe, you know, I guess I was going for. And like I said, I did make it into the grandparents' room, and it really looks perfect for a grandpa, but grandma's supposed to be in there as well. It's not just grandpa's room, it's both of their rooms. But like I was saying, I did have 2 cars that I end up putting outside eventually, pretty much towards the end, and I squeezed them in. It's 2 cars. I probably, you know, for 8 Sims could have gotten another one, but it didn't fit, that's for sure. And so I squeezed in the 2 that I could fit. One I was thinking was for the grandparents, probably the green one that I ended up putting. It's a little bit old-fashioned looking, which I kind of like. And then the other one I was thinking was for the parents and their kids. It was more of like a family sedan looking type of car. I would have added the minivan, electric minivan looking car that came with Get Together. I love that little car. It's so cute, and it's perfect for like families because, you know, it looks like there's more seats in there. But the sedan is what I could fit. And that's what I could find in the base game that I actually liked. And so that's what we went with. But we will finish the outside at the end of the build. And honestly, I did pretty minimal landscaping on this build, and I actually really like how minimal it is. It's minimal for me anyways. I do still add like those pretty yellow flowers. Those pretty yellow flowers everywhere and stuff. But like I said, for me, it's pretty minimal. And yeah, I kind of like it. It turned out pretty good. We are currently inside, and I have a pretty good start on the inside. You probably seen me lay out the entire bottom story and seen me totally forget to add the staircase. Does that ever happen to you guys if you build here in The Sims? Do you ever forget to add the staircase in a 2-story house or 3-story house, 4-story house, whatever? I tend to do that quite a bit. Obviously not all the time, but more times than I would care to admit. But sometimes when you forget to add the staircase, it turns out to be a much better floor plan than you would have done otherwise, like if you planned on where to put the staircase. That is what happened here. I totally forgot to add the staircase, but the way that it was laid out on the bottom and the way I did the kitchen and that spare bedroom right there, which is an office, now that I'm thinking about it, that could be a room for the baby. You could move the computer desk into the parents' room or the hallway, and you can make that room into a kid's room for the baby. So that's actually a really good idea. But anyways, that room was a little bit bigger and the hallway was a little bit bigger. So it kind of was perfect for me to put the staircase there. I was able to just make the room a little bit smaller, but kept the kitchen the way that it was shaped with that little like foyer entryway. And I don't know, it just kind of really came together perfectly. And so I wasn't mad about it. But it's always like a heart attack moment when you realize, oh crap, I forgot the staircase. And then you're like afraid you're gonna have to change the whole floor plan around. But luckily this time I didn't have to do that. But yeah, I don't know how I can forget to add a staircase in a 2-story house that I build all the time. I always build 2-story houses, but things can slip your mind in a matter of seconds. At least for me, that's how I am wired in my brain. I don't know. I don't like it, but it is what it is. Luckily, it worked out for the better in this build. It really made the floor plan a little bit different and more interesting than I would have otherwise did it. I tend to put the staircases in front of the front door a lot, and I actually really enjoy the way it's kind of in the living room, but kind of in a hallway at the same time. But anyways, we have the kitchen pretty much laid out. I don't think I finished it yet. I do add a few decorations, not too many, but a few. And I figured the cook in the house was definitely grandma. She absolutely loves to cook and bake, and she is currently teaching her daughter-in-law how to cook. Her daughter-in-law did not grow up cooking. She actually grew up, with a dad only. She didn't have a mom. And so she didn't really have a good teacher when it came to cooking. Her dad, pretty much they ate microwavable meals her entire childhood. And so she knows how to cook absolutely nothing. Basically, macaroni and cheese and cereal is all she can cook, and she's not even very good at it either. I don't know how you can mess up a bowl of cereal, but apparently you can, and she is the one to do it. So it's kind of perfect that her in-laws are living here. She absolutely loves and adores her in-laws, and she doesn't mind whatsoever that they are living in their house. She actually really enjoys their company. And she loves working and cooking in the kitchen with her mother-in-law and learning all of her mother-in-law's like secret recipes and family recipes. And she has learned so much already. And it's only been kind of a short time that they've lived here with them. And so she is so excited for what the future holds and how much more she can really learn from not only her mother-in-law, but her father-in-law as well. Her father-in-law is like a master woodworker. He's really good at the woodworking table, and he loves to mentor his son. And once his grandson grows a little bit older, he can't wait to mentor his grandchild in woodworking as well. So like I said, they weren't living here very long with their son and daughter-in-law. It was kind of a recent thing ever since she became pregnant with their last child, their fourth child. They decided, you know what, we both have to work. We just cannot afford not working. We have 4 kids. And so they came up with the idea of asking their parents to move in. And so the husband's parents were more than happy to move in. Obviously, the mom, she has a single dad, and he's perfectly happy and content living in his little house by himself. He really wasn't interested in moving in and helping with the kids. He had one daughter to raise growing up, and he raised her, and so he's just not interested in raising more kids. But her in-laws really were excited about the idea. Her father-in-law was more than happy to move in and help with household chores and the kids. And of course, her mother-in-law just was so excited to move in and help with the kids and the household chores. And they aren't expected to pay any of the bills because they are retired. That is why they need them to move in, is because both parents need to work to be able to afford the bills and all of the kids. And so they said, listen, if you move in with us, and you help us with the kids and the chores, you don't have to pay any rent. You can keep your retirement check all to yourself. We will pay the bills. We will buy the food. We'll buy anything you need. You deserve to live in your retirement years rent-free and be able to buy whatever it is you want to buy with your retirement money, whether it's jet skis or a boat or kayaks, a bicycle, whatever it is you want to buy, you can buy it. And it's not going to be spent on bills. We'll take care of the bills. You'll help us enough just helping us watch the kids while we're at work so that we do not have to send them to daycare. And so, yeah, it's kind of like a win-win situation for everybody. And so far, so good. Everybody's getting along. These in-laws are actually really good in-laws. They're not overstepping and they're not overbearing like some in-laws can be, apparently. I don't know. I love my mother-in-law. But I hear from some people a lot of the time, they usually have a problem with their in-laws. But yeah, luckily that's not a personal experience of mine. Hopefully you guys aren't having that problem either. But like I was saying, this household, they're super happy living with each other, and it's working out really well so far. And this, like I said, used to be a garage, and they are renovating it, or they have already renovated it into the grandparents' room. And it's a lot of brown and beige. And so you're probably thinking this looked like a grandpa's room. And yeah, it does. It does. But grandma lives here too. She actually is the one that styled it. So both grandma and grandpa, they both live in that little room down there. And they have their own bathroom as well so that they don't have to share a bathroom with any of the kids. Not that they would mind having to share a bathroom with the kids, but it is a lot more convenient having one straight in their bedroom, that's for sure. And the only skill building item that I actually fit in the grandparents' room was the woodworking table for grandpa. Like I said earlier, grandma, she just really loves cooking and baking, and that's basically what she likes to do as a hobby. And so she spends a lot of her time baking in the kitchen or cooking. And these kids, when they get home from school, there is always a baked good for them to eat when they get home as a little snack. So we have the kitchen and dining room done, we have the grandparents' room done, and we're just about finished with the living room as well. I do have to mention that that dining table, obviously it has 6 chairs, so that's not enough for all 8 Sims. There are a couple of stools at the island right off to the side, so luckily there's that. Right now, with the ages that I have in the house, we have 2 parents, 2 grandparents, and then 2 kids. And the other 2 are too small to fit in a chair at the time. Oh wait, no, we don't have 2 kids. We have 1 kid, 1 toddler. Well, anyways, there's enough chairs for people right now and for the kids and the adults. Once all of the kids age up, there's not going to be enough space anymore. Unless you have 2 sitting at the island in the kitchen. Then there's plenty of room. But it's going to be a while before then anyways. The youngest one is a newborn baby, and so they're going to have to sit in the high chair first, and then once they grow up, they'll sit in the dining chair. So, I mean, it's really up to you. Honestly, you could just have them all eat in the living room too, or in their rooms. Like, you don't even have to have them sit at the dining table, but I felt like that was worth mentioning just in case. I would have loved to have one of those long, big, grand dining tables in this house, but obviously how the floor plan laid out and how many rooms I have in here, it just didn't work out that way. So sometimes you have to pick and choose what you have in a house. And so I chose more bedrooms and less space for a dining table. It's fine. Dining tables at the end of the day in The Sims, it's kind of hard to get them all to sit down at once anyways. And so, yeah, it really wasn't too big of a deal. So we are finished with the furnishings downstairs. You've seen I added that office space downstairs, and that is the area I was talking about you could make into the baby's room once the baby grows up. I feel like a bassinet in the parents' room for the newborn baby makes a lot of sense so that they can just get up and go straight to the bassinet and not have to walk all the way downstairs across the house just to get to the crying baby 2 hours later. So it's just a lot more convenient to have the bassinet in the parents' room. And it's not there right now, but I end up adding it very, very soon once I realize I wanted to have this to be an 8 Sim house. I at first just figured we'll just do 7 Sims, I guess. But then I came up with the idea of having a bassinet in the parents' room. Then that made it to be 8 Sims. So it kind of worked out. But we are doing the kids' rooms, and all of these are going to be done very, very quickly because of how small they are and it's base game. And so I kind of have a system down pat as far as like base game kids' rooms go. So it's not really anything too special compared to what I normally do, but they are still cute at the end of the day. So this toddler I figured was for a little girl, and then of course the child I made blue. I was kind of thinking for a little boy, but obviously you could refurnish this or have whatever gender you want in any of these rooms. This is the infant's room, and I kind of kept it neutral just so you can have whatever gender you want. And I just think green rooms for kids or infants, it's just so cute. Okay, I just thought it was so cute. I tend to do the same colors. I always do like a blue room, a pink room, a green room, maybe a yellow or purple. I mean, honestly, that's like all the colors though. So I guess I do kind of switch it up, but the blue, pink, and green is what I tend to do the most for some reason. Those must be my favorite colors for kids' rooms. But yeah, we finished the kids' rooms already. I told you guys they came together really quick. They're pretty simple at the end of the day, and with base game you have slim pickings, that is for sure. But we are working on this bathroom. This is actually the master bathroom only. This is only going to be used for the parents and the bathroom downstairs is the bathroom that all of the kids use or any guests that come to the house. So I am furnishing the hallway super quick, nothing special. This is the area I was thinking you could remove this hall table and you could move the desk in the office up here in this little space, somewhere up here. There's enough room, you could totally add it somewhere. And then you could move the newborn baby once they age up to an infant. You could move them in the room downstairs. I know it's kind of like super far from the parents, but the grandparents are downstairs, so I didn't think it was too big of a deal to have the infant downstairs as well. And so yeah, so the inside of the house is completely done. We are now finishing up the outside. As far as the features we have out here, obviously we have a pool. A big giant pool. I'm sure it was hard for you guys to miss. And I have an easel upstairs on the balcony that is in the parents' room. I figured mom or dad, they really like to paint, and that is how they get their mind off of things. And then downstairs on the balcony patio downstairs, we have a logic table. And I also included an umbrella table and chair set and a grill. I did remember to add the grill this time. And then we also have the monkey bars for the children, and I also added some gardening plots, like the big garden beds. I figured one of the parents, they really love to garden. So one's really into painting, the other's really into gardening, and those are the hobbies that they do to get their mind off of the everyday stress. So you probably seen, but in the pool, I decided to put some of these super cute turtle decals. I don't do that very often at all. I just felt like being a little bit different this day. I thought it looked kind of cute, and I love turtles as it is anyways. And like I said, I tend to do nothing on the bottom of the pool. I tend to do just like blank. I don't put any decal. And so it was fun to change it up a little bit and add some of these cute turtle decals instead. And last but not least, technically not last, I guess, last is going to be the terrain paint. But I am finishing up the actual landscaping. And like I said, it's pretty simple compared to what I normally do. I usually fill up the lot with landscaping, but I wanted to leave quite a bit just blank, like grass, I guess. And just to change it up a little bit. And so I'm adding enough to make it look good, but not to be too much at the same time. I'm using these debug bushes along with these like large yellow flower bushes that I tend to do a lot of. I know I'm not, doing anything original with this landscaping, but this is like my go-to landscaping. It doesn't matter how you place it, it always looks good. And so when in doubt, this is what I do. I just really love this combination of landscaping. It's my absolute favorite. And then yeah, so now I'm pretty much just doing the terrain paint. I do add some vines on the side of the house where there's no windows right there. I hate leaving a blank wall on a house. If there's a blank wall with no windows, I typically add some vines just to make it a little bit more interesting than nothing. And so yeah, but at this point, I guess there's really nothing else to note. I'm adding these cars that I was talking about earlier. See that green one? It's kind of like old school looking. So I figured that was perfect for the grandparents. Not that it really matters. Your Sims can't use them anyways. I like to, have in my head whose car belongs to who though. But anyways, I guess I will leave you guys to watch the little bit of this video left on your own. I do have some screenshots at the ends. Feel free to watch them, feel free not to watch them. It's totally up to you, but I hope you enjoy them. Either way, I hope you enjoyed this whole video, to be honest. Of course, if you did, please do not forget to leave a like and also subscribe if you have not already, and share it with your friends. Also comment down below what your favorite part of today's build is, or if you have any requests of a build you would like to see me do in the future. I really appreciate each and every one of you guys. Doing any of those things really helps my channel out tremendously. It helps the algorithm kick my videos out to other simmers. I hope you all have an amazing day or night wherever you are. Have a fantastic Thanksgiving if you do celebrate. Have fun with your family, stay safe, and I will see you all in the next one very soon. Bye guys!